Good day, guys. I welcome you to today's episode. So, what we're doing in today's episode is biology. We are continuing the biology series for OAU Utme. Now, what we are doing now is a question on thought. But before we start, I want to implore you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Most of my viewers, unfortunately, most of you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel. You just watch the video. You don't even you don't even drop any comments, and this is not helping the YouTube channel. So I want to implore you to subscribe, like the video, share it to your friends that are doing DTM together so that we can learn together. So let's do this question. In the adulthood, gaseous exchange takes place through option A, buccal, skin, and spiracles. Option B, buccal cavity, bladder, and lungs. C, buccal cavity, skin, and lungs. D, gills, skin, and buccal cavity. This is what you need to know about toad. Let me tell you. This is what you need to know about toad. So toad is just it develops on eggs, although development is more complex than this. In fact, they may ask you, maybe you are doing WAEC or NECO, but the development is actually much more complex than this. So, but you know that the basic thing that happens to toad is that toad, they develop from the eggs, then they become the tadpole, right? After some time, they eventually become the adult toad. Although the process is much more complex than this, but just on the surface level. Now, these eggs, what they do is that when they hatch, they become the tadpole stage. Now, when we're talking of the tadpole, they are. Please don't let me embarrass myself with diagrams. I'm not good with diagrams, and let me just draw it this way. Tadpoles, they look somehow like this. So they swim. Actually, they don't have well developed body parts because they are still embryo, like they are still young, just like human being. So tadpole, the thing about tadpole is that when they want to carry out their own gaseous exchange, they have the use because the tadpole, they live mainly inside the water, right? That is, they live mainly in what aquatic habitats. So and you know that most of the organisms that live in the aquatic habitat, they make use of what gills. Now, but as time goes on, as tadpole transform to adult toad, tadpole lose these gills. That is, these gills will be lost when it gets to the what? The adult toad. Now, once the toad get to this stage of the adult toad, the toad will now be using three things for what? For respiration. For gaseous exchange. It will be using number one, the mouth. It will be using the skin, and it will also be using the what? Lungs. Because in the adult toad will be carrying out its gaseous exchange using the what? Using the lungs, because the adult toad can now live on the land, right? Because the leg is developed, the hand is developed, the head is developed, every body part is developed, even the lungs is developed. So because of that, adult toad will be able to carry out gaseous exchange using what? Mouth, skin, lungs. Now another name for mouth, carry respiration through the mouth is called the what? The buccal respiration. And buccal respiration occur using the what? Buccal cavity. While the skin is called the cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. So that's just what you need to know in that aspect. So looking at the question, they said in the adult toad, gaseous exchange takes place through option A, buccal. That is right. Another one here, they said skin. That is also right. They now say spiracle. Now spiracle is is actually found in the appendage, like the body part of insects. Like spiracle is like an hole in the body part of insects, like their body. That's where we have this spiracle. It's like an hole, tiny hole that allow the passage of air, like allow the passage of oxygen and the uh, exhalation of carbon dioxide. It's like a hole. So insects is what uses what? spiracle, not not the toad, right? And even insect sef, if they ask you the part of insect that is used for gaseous setting, you will not say spiracle. Spiracle is just an opening. It's just like this place now. This is like a space in between your nose. I cannot say this is where gaseous exchange takes place. If they ask me for human being that where does gaseous exchange take place, I will say lungs, because this is just an opening. So the same thing with insects too. They have an opening that allow the passage of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. So spiracle is in what? Is in insects. So it's not applicable. So because of that, option A is wrong. Option B, buccal cavity, bladder, and lungs. Now, when we're talking of bladder, bladder is in the human body. And what we use bladder for is what? Bladder is just like this. It's just like a, a tank that carries your urine, like it receives urine from urethra, which is coming directly from the kidney, right? So this is the urethra, the ureter, right? This is your ureter. So this is your bladder. So bladder is just a temporary place that carries the urine. So we are talking of gaseous exchange here. How is urine applicable to gaseous exchange? So that is not even the answer at all. So once your urine is stored in the bladder temporarily, it will be ejected via the what? The urethra. It will be what? Ejected via the what? Urethra. Then the urine is passed out. So it can be through the vagina or the penis. Depends on if it is a male or female. So that's not what we're doing. So bladder cannot be the answer. So because of that, option B also is wrong. Option C, buccal cavity, skin, and lungs. So automatically you know that's the answer. Option D, gills. I already told you that gills has already lost its function in tadpole. Like once the tadpole stage goes to the adult toad, the gills has already lost the function. So gills is no more applicable. So it's only going to be carrying respiration as the gaseous exchange only in three organisms, sorry, and which is mouth, skin, and lungs. So option D also is wrong. Then our final answer is what? Option C. So that's where gaseous exchange occurs in an adult toad. In an adult toad. If they say tadpole, you can now say it is gills. You can now say it is gills. And skin and lungs will not be, I'm sorry, skin and buccal cavity will not be applicable because tadpole use mainly gills for respiration, and maybe body surface sometimes, maybe skin may be applicable sometimes, but gills is the main thing that you used. So that's for today's video. So I want to implore you again to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can have access to interesting videos like this. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.